Back on here again, beating this dead horse known as gang stalking. But I do believe that we're moving on as a online community. I won't say a TI, but an online community on what this topic or what this situation is. It is an interesting conspiracy. I do believe gang stalking is real because me personally, I'm not dedicating all this time. Like I said, I've researched many conspiracies, not like heavily, but pretty decent amount. Um, Gang stalking is definitely the realest conspiracy on the internet. Like it's so real that it's happening in real life. You can prove it circumstantially at least. But I want to talk about because I heard another target again. I don't usually do this, but if I do, I don't feel like shouting this dude out because I fucking don't like this guy's channel. So if you've seen his video, but I'm gonna elaborate because it's something that I've thought about but I didn't think about making a video on is that you're looking at the world through a gang stalking lens. I've spoken about it before. You learn the conspiracy online, but I'm going to go into details about how this shit is a conspiracy online that fucks your head up but is real. It goes with the Mandela effect. It's the same thing. I'm going to be talking more about the Mandela effect too cuz I think that shit's real. Basically CERN opened a portal and we're living in a different timeline where things can change overnight, including things in your house. Like if you hear about people gang stalking testimony, something gets moved or changed in their house. It might not be a person doing it. It could be the Mandela effect. It could be the parallel universe, quantum computer glitch or some matrix glitch. But this YouTuber, he's in the TI community, doesn't do really a great job of explaining it. Newer target, but he at least is smart enough. This I know he's a real target at least. He's not doing a great job showing evidence, but he doesn't seem completely fake, but it's not someone I would vouch for. He knows that you're looking through a lens at this world, that you're being gang stalked. Everything is gang stalking. Fuck! Ah. Hold on a sec. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm messed up real quick. I'm at least not driving right now. I'm parked up. Sorry about the delay. But this target at least knows that you're programmed, and I've heard this from other people, you're programmed to think everything is gang stalking. Now, from me saying that, a normal person's like, oh, well, you're stupid or you're mentally ill and you saw something online and now you're crazy and you think you see it everywhere. That's not what's happening. You are seeing gang stalking. You are seeing the patterns. If you're smart and you're articulate, you're a good TI, you're not like someone has a lot of problems in their lives, you're not like up for 10 days on meth or something. So if you've been gang stalked and you're listening to my live stream right now, I'm not denying that you've been gang stalked. If you are a smart person. Now, I don't know you, but I'm just saying if you're like a crazy person or you're like a really stupid person or you're autistic and you saw this online and you think like one headlights, now when you see a one headlights a gang stalker, you're wrong. Now, I'm gonna go over it. Like there's so many things I've been wrong about from learning this shit online, but it's also my fault. Like in my gang stalking, I was filming a lot of evidence at this time. Don't get it twisted. At this time, I was filming a lot of one headlight evidence put on my channel. my old channel 2 years ago. But I walked into a restaurant where there was cops eating lunch in a pizzeria, picking up a DoorDash. And because I saw a bunch of tactics, these cops, they're all uniformed out, fucking big cops. I was gonna confront them and be like, dude, are you here because of me? And in my head, as a TI, seeing all the tactics leading up to picking up that order at the DoorDash restaurant pizzeria, seeing those cops, like in my head, because I saw it through the lens, those cops were fucking staged to eat lunch because I was going to pick up that DoorDash order. You see how that works? Do you see how that makes you look crazy when you would never fucking think like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my own issues, but come on. I'm not that fucking crazy, people. The only reason I would think that because I'm looking through a lens of I'm being gang stalked, I'm a victim, like strongest boss says. The world is coordinating this attack. Now, the world could be coordinating the attack on you. Like, I think it does happen. For my targeting story, my testimony, what I believe there's certain people in the general public that know who I am. Like, I do believe like I am a little bit famous, but like I either messed up the fame or people like don't care anymore. So I think it's like a less than 1% of percentage of population might know me or something about me or something, but I don't believe as far as the gang stalking goes, the program being after you, the government surveillance program, like, yeah, there are the tactics, everything's happening and it's abnormal and it's not stuff you ever saw before and it should never happen to anybody normally. It's happening on a consistent basis. It's a targeting of sorts. But is it this fucking well-oiled machine of the general public getting gift cards and it's a spy surveillance program? Everyone's in on it except for the TIs. That's just like it doesn't work. Cause why? Like someone would spill the beans. Like there'd be some way for us to know about a one headlight program. Okay. Like I'm gonna give you a one headlight update. Like, dude, when I was filming that one headlight shoot, that was absolutely an organized program. Now, to say it's gang stalking, I don't believe that anymore. But it was absolutely some type of organization where if I go somewhere, I'm gonna have one headlights follow me. Now I've gone into theories about that. It could be I'm starting to think the drones are knocking the one headlights out when they want to track you or something, or it has to do sensors or something like that, right? You're not getting paid with gift cards, okay? That would leak. Okay, someone would spill the beans. Like fuck. At this point, I hate to sound like a fucking perp. Okay, and I know I'm gonna sound like a perp. I'm warning you. Shit, if I was getting paid $1,000, $2,000 a week, I'd be driving around one headlight if I knew because it doesn't cause a lot of damage and no one knows what it is. If there was a job that's like drive around with one headlight, no talking of targeting, like they're just like drive around with one headlight, like why wouldn't I do that? You know what I'm saying? So someone would talk about that. I'm a TI and I would do it at this point because it'll be a way for me to expose it first and foremost because I can do it and I can expose it. Because knowing what I know now, it's not fucking affecting other TIs. Like that's just not happening. Like if I were to drive around with one headlight and get paid for it, there's not thousands of TIs in my area that are gonna commit suicide because I do that. It's not gonna even be one of them. Like, dude, I would be falling on deaf ears. Okay. So, like, what is the significance? Like, I drive around, and the reason why I would do that is because, dude, I've seen 10,000s of them. Like, I used to get 500 one headlights a day in the daytime. Okay. It is a real program, it is a real thing that has to do with targeting, but it's not something that's like, we're here to kill you and we're all in on it type of deal. But that's what they want you to think because they want you to crash out. Gang stalking is the crash out program. That's what the shit is. It's basically a crash out program. It's a mind trick program to make you crash out, to take a normal person that's not liked by the government and get them in a situation where they self-police and self-crash out. That's all it is. So when you're under the lens, let's go over that now, because this happened to me in real life. Every red car is a gang stalker. Okay. Now I tried to do, and I'm not saying I'm doing any justice by doing this, but I try to actually scientifically determine and not let it affect me, but like be like, all right, well, I saw one red car, so that's not a gang stalker, but I just saw 10 in a row. Like that I would have a criteria for stuff, right? Categorize stuff. I saw 10 red cars, so at least some of them are gang stalkers. Like maybe not every single one, but yeah, that was a gang stalking moment. A lot of this stuff you see on the road, like a lot of this stuff is stuff you see in normal life that they trick you to say think is gang stalking, like UPS trucks, FedEx trucks. Now, let me give you an example. I gotta light this blunt, but I'm gonna give you the perfect example. When I lived in North Carolina, I live right next to UPS. Okay, I was even thinking about getting a job. I'm talking about I could throw a rock if I was a fucking Major League Baseball player 3/4 of a way to the UPS. Like it was literally, if you're able to cut through the woods, half a mile, like a quarter of a mile from my house. So they have a bunch of UPS trucks. It's a dispatch center, 18 wheelers, all that. So I could have heard online, oh, UPS is stalking me. And then I live next to a UPS distribution center and I would see 10 UPS trucks leaving at the same time and think, oh, UPS is stalking me. Do you get it? That's not even possible. We have people like King Mansa. King Mansa is probably the fakest. Like I talk a lot of shit on de facto on here. King Mansa is the biggest fake when it comes to like he just doesn't even believe it. He's just doing this shit for money. De facto might believe in some of it. I think he's a fucking like he's an actual agent, gang stalker. I don't think Mansa's a gang stalker, but yeah, that's bullshit, man. What he pulls on his channel. But another thing is FedEx. There's so many things I was wrong about, and I'll be one of the first TIs to tell you. That's not to say that all my evidence is wrong. I'm sure a lot of my evidence is right and it shows something, but I don't think it is showing for a lot of it. I'll say this now, what, 4 years later? It's not showing a gift card gang stalking program where people are being paid. Now it is showing the targeting, it is showing things that shouldn't be happening, but there's other explanations to it. Now there are certain things that are just hands down. It shows these people tell you through my channel, through the harassment, yeah, dude, we're watching you, we're fucking with you, but it's not as much as I think it was. Okay, like I did make a more of a big deal about my gang stalking, and I've said that before. Everyone does because you want to fucking. That doesn't mean lying. That means you fucking scream loud about fucking little shit. You know what I'm saying? That people don't fucking care about, and you don't really realize that people don't give a fuck about it. So I absolutely got things wrong, but especially in my last apartment, my last two apartments, but the last one for sure, there was an organized neighborhood effort with the government, with drones, with illegal immigrants getting paid, not normal illegal immigrants that are working, but ones that are fucking being handled by the police. That was definitely going on. The drone is just like hands down type of stuff. The break-ins, like, dude, I think, like, honestly, I'm gonna make a whole nother live stream. I think I was drugged at my last apartment. I don't know how they were drugging me. But I know myself, I know my own psychosis, if you will. Like I'm not crazy, but I know my own ticks and things like that. If I go in a little, I think everyone goes in like a slump. You act a little bit more manic. You do things that you shouldn't usually do because you're depressed or something, or maybe you're not as outgoing, like things like that. Doesn't mean you're fucking crazy. Just like, there's things that you do as a defense mechanism psychologically that are fucking other people don't do and shit. It's not as bad as other people's ticks, right? In my experience. So there's things I get wrong, if I drink heavily and like whatever. There's things like if let's say if I start drinking heavily every single day, like I'm gonna start saying more crazy shit, getting more angry, things like that. So I take accountability for my own actions and things like that. But no, that last apartment, there was definitely a psychological gameplay. I was being drugged. I believe directed energy was being installed in that specific apartment. I haven't experienced anything like it, like mind control, weird fucking shit. Like there's all these different fucking stories. It could be spiritual, it could be demonic possession. Like there's a lot of explanations. There's a lot of spooky, weird things that happen, right? But overall, yeah, there was a harassment campaign at my last apartment, for sure. Now, again, when I moved over here, 666 stuff started happening. That slowed down because of the election, because this is a government program, and I still believe that. Because there's so much hands on deck in the intelligence community about elections and spying on real threats, there are real fucking people out there that are a threat that aren't being targeted by the Gangstalking program. So every time this stuff happens, or if we're going to war in Syria or there's something, the Gangstalking dies down for everybody. That's what I noticed, right? Like there is a government effort to silence whistleblowers, people that are conspiracy theorists, that are smart, that are capable of gathering attention. That's what I'm going through in the mind control. And I'm just being real with you guys. I'm not saying gang stalking is fake. There's other targets that are really going through the mind control, experimentation, silencing, psychological warfare programming that's hidden behind the shadows, that entails gang stalking. That is absolutely real. There's a couple of you people on YouTube, absolutely. Other people, it happened like a couple years ago, and then like you're not a threat. You're not saying things that label you as a threat. Like you're kind of under the mind control spell. Like they're not wasting the resources on you. You were being gang stalked. Like I believe a lot of people fall under that filter. You're transitioning into a normal life. That's what's happening to me. That's what happens to a lot of targets. Financially, you transition to a normal, like they don't keep up with the financial sabotage. They move more into honeypots and long term shit and just watching you and experimenting on you type of shit, dude. Trust me, this isn't some shit where I'm going through bad luck. And I think it's gang stalking, and I saw some patterns. Trust me, dude. I'll be the first to tell you. Like, there's no pride involved. If let's say, I was like retarded. I thought I was really being gang stalked, and I was just seeing a bunch of stuff that's coincidences, and then it stopped happening for a long period of time. I'm the only target that would fucking come on here and be like, okay, well, maybe I was wrong, but I still think it's a weird thing and this and that. I think I was maybe possessed by demons, and but I would come on here and tell you like, oh yeah, it wasn't a big deal, and I'm not coming on here like, dude, I'm not saving face. I don't have any fucking interest in being in this community and talking about this. Now, maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, no, 2, 3 years ago, in the first year, yeah, maybe you can argue that I wanted attention and stuff like that. I was being weird. I wanted attention. Yeah, but no, dude, I'd either stop making videos, talk about other subjects. Like there's no pride issue, and I was wrong about gang stalking. Like I want to be wrong about gang stalking. I want to be the crazy person that imagined everything at these apartments and it's all coincidences and it was all like fucking spirituality and crap. I'm telling you, I swear to God, dude. Like people come on here, oh well, you want to build this big channel? Like, bro, I have 150 subs. It's unmonetized. I don't ask for donations. It's been years. There's no tricks up my sleeves to get money. Like, if there's one thing you can't accuse me of, is like I'm here to make money or something. Like, it's been years, dude. Like, oh, he waited 3 years to make $100. Like, he made this whole grand story up to make $50 in AdSense. No, that's not how it works, man. So yeah, man, like I pretty much got up, moved from Pennsylvania to North Carolina on whim. I was already being surveilled. You can see videos I'm making with on Alex Jones and exposing the real psyops with Donald Trump, the right wing, fake triad movement. There's a reason why I'm getting targeted here. I'm exposing real shit. Other people have too. I learned this from other people. There used to be a lot of people exposing Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's why I got targeted. Because hypothetically, if I'm right, I've been exposing Alex Jones since 2017. If he's a controlled asset that's supposed to do January 6th and Donald Trump's controlled, these groups would definitely target me. These are intelligence agencies and target other people too. There's people talking about Alex Jones that fucking have died of quote unquote suicide, just like how he claims the Clintons have all these bodies and things. There's people that have died talking about Alex Jones. So but yeah, this whole thing, it's like Mandela effect. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Mandela effect is real. So I want to do another whole live stream on gang stalking being like a Mandela effect adjustment bureau type of situation. The chosen ones are the people that are remembering the old matrix, the real world, before we merge into this parallel universe. You're labeled as a chosen one because you remember it, because your soul is special. You're not these NPC simulation matrix robots. Like you're one of the people that transfer consciousness that remember the old reality that aren't easily programmed. Because these changes, I used to think gang stalkers were breaking in and changing things or doing this and that. It really could be Mandela. Like every day you wake up because the computer isn't perfect, the quantum computer, it can do like think about it. If a quantum computer was like simulating the real world into a parallel universe, it would make little tiny mistakes, like little holes in your wall or fucking, things in your car, scratches on your car that weren't there. But it goes deeper than that. I'm just telling you, like it does. And I'm not the only person talking about this shit. Like the Monopoly man used to have the monocle, the one eyepiece, the eyeglass piece. Even everyone I knows remembers the Monopoly man having that monocle, and they're trying to say the Monopoly man never had a monocle. Like that's fucking insane. There's something going on. There's a lot of Sinbad doesn't have freckles. Everyone knows Sinbad used to be a super light skin black dude with freckles. Now he doesn't have freckles. There's like so many Mandelas that are just like in your face. You can ask anybody, and that's not how it was. But I'm about to turn this DoorDash on, but I want to explain a little bit. Hold on a second. I don't know if you guys can hear me. But yeah, when you learn about gang stalking is when you're going to start seeing it more. Now, I don't just believe it's just, oh, well, you learned about something online and then now you're just seeing it more because you learned about it. Like people have tried to do this thing like, oh, I just bought a Toyota. Now I see Toyota. Like I just bought a Ford Mustang and now I see more Ford Mustangs. Like that is real. Like because you bought a Ford Mustang, you're gonna notice it more, you're gonna see it more, but it's not on the same level as gang stalking. Like this stuff has to do with manifestation, man. One time, I swear to God, this shit happened, dude. I try to mentally, I'm like, all right, let's see if this is like mind control because I'm under the gang stalking lens. I'm being followed and surveilled by a fucking group that's monitoring my every move. They have cameras in my house and they can maybe read my thoughts. And they're dispatching gang stalking tactics from a gang stalking headquarters of whatever I think of, right? So I thought peach, okay? Because that's the most rarest thing. You know how people say think of something rare and then you'll see it on your phone, like zucchini, and talk about a zucchini on your phone microphone and you'll see it on the ads. I have to fucking kind of end this live stream pretty soon. So people talk about that. Like they'll have even a news thing about it. They'll like talk about asparagus and then they'll have their phones on the table. They'll talk about asparagus to each other and then YouTube will have an ad for asparagus. So you think of something rare that you shouldn't see in the next 30 seconds, right? Like, yeah, if you think about a dog, you might see a dog later. That's not rare, right? So you go to I did this in my own mental head. I didn't say it out loud. I said I want to see the color peach. So I want to see a peach car, a peach this, a peach that. So I literally leave my house, my apartment. This is my old apartment I was living in. I go to the dollar store and I see a white dude. He's wearing a black shirt. He's like a chubbier white dude in his 30s. Like a regular schlub white dude, spiked hair, sandals, and he has peach colored khaki shorts on. Bright peach colored khaki shorts. That's within 5-10 minutes of having that thought. This stuff happens to me all the fucking time. I'm able to predict things where it's basically like I call it the V2K demon whisper, where something will be like this, and it seems like me trying to predict it, like my own thoughts. Like I just because I do weird shit like that, or I used to, but I don't do it as much now. Where it's literally predicting what's gonna happen. So it's telling me it knows every little intricate detail of the simulation of what's gonna happen, way like more intricate than God, how they explain God knows everything. It's mimicking God. It's not God doing it, but it's something that's like I can mimic God. And that's associated and attached with this experience known as gang stalking. That it ain't just me, I'm not special. It's associated with this experience. If you're a real TI, directed energy works like this as well. This stuff's coming from your own mind, your own subconscious, but it's something that's connected to your internal subconscious, your internal soul. It made a soul connection, quantum computer soul, like your soul was separate, was your own little computer thing, like galaxy within your fucking own mind. This entity that's doing the gang stalking, which gang stalking is real. These tactics are real. The tactics you're seeing aren't supposed to fucking happen. They're only happening because of you there. They're meant for you to internalize it. They're for you. But is it always the government paying people with gift cards? I don't believe that. Are you always right when you see a tactic? No, you're not. You're right some of the time. more, let's say you're a mentally ill person, you're just guessing, and like there is something happening, you're just a crazy person, you're making wild guesses in your head and you think you're right. And let's say that was happening and you were right 2% of the time. Like that's not what's going on. You're right. You might be right. I believe the number is probably between like 20. If someone's guessing what gang stalking is in their own individual life and they're honest and they're not trying to just guess, I'm just guessing here. This is an estimate. Between like 20 to like 45%, maybe 50 or 60%, you might be right about. Other stuff is just coincidences and you're just plain fucking wrong. But still, that's, you should be 0%. That's what I'm trying to get. Like there should be 0% of you being right about this. Okay. So something is happening, but it's not what we're learning online, is what I'm trying to fucking get to here. So I believe that we live in a simulation. There's a quantum computer that's an overlord of this world right now. It wasn't always like this. I think this happened between like 2010, 12, 13, 14, 15, that era, right? Not before 2001, because I just could tell. We have all these chemtrails and nanotech. We got all these fake stars and drones. I don't know if you guys can fucking see this shit. That's a drone right there. Okay. And how do I know that's a drone? It's because there's light pollution. You can't even see the stars in certain areas of the sky. Well, you can barely see them. These are all drones. There's a fog of light pollution from downtown. When there's light pollution, there's foggy skies. Like you can't really see the stars. You have to drive in the middle of the country. I've driven up and down the East Coast. Like you have to go on the highway, drive in the middle of Virginia where it's fucking pitch black dark and there's no cities within like 50 miles. And you can see tons of stars. Like there's thousands and thousands. These are all fake drones. They're all low altitude compared to the atmosphere. And they're fucking fake. They're for surveillance, to map out and grid out everything for the police state. If they have the technology to do it, why wouldn't they? Series show you again. Again, do you think you'll be able to see a planet? Like, dude, there's like 10 of these. Do you think there's more than of these stars that you can see that are fucking fake planets than actual planets in the solar system? Okay. This is how this shit works. There's literally dozens and dozens and hundreds of these fake star satellites, and they can lock in on anybody's cell phone. Like your cell phone is carrying a signal, so your cell phone from the satellite map has your picture next to your cell phone number, right? And if you're in your car, you're moving on a satellite map, and they can just zoom in and track in on each cell phone number. Oh, that's Samantha Smith. We're gonna move our stars and our satellite system. That's what the fuck is going on. It's for anybody. It's for any terrorist or any person. It's targets are the guinea pigs. Like I'm a whistleblower on this. It's not that difficult to figure out. People have said that you can point lasers, and this is other people, not me. Multiple people. You point lasers at these fake stars, they start moving and shutting off, and because a laser will disrupt the radio frequency of the drone and fuck it up. So that's what the fuck is going on. It's not that difficult to understand. Now, there is a drone or whatever. There is a system that surveils me, but it's not as aggressive as I think it is. It's not like, oh, well, they launched 2,000 satellites because of me. No, it's for everybody. They can lock it in on anybody. Just imagine you're looking at a map from the sky that has all the roads, and everyone's cell phone shows up on the map, and you can dial into the cell phone through the drone and lock in with AI and follow that car or follow that person automatically. That's what I concluded what this shit is. It's a Skynet. It's not that difficult to understand. If they have the technology to do this and no one from the general public is telling them, no, we don't want this, why wouldn't they do that? It's for fucking public safety. It could help. What they're doing is they're testing it out. Wow, that shit's fucking I was about to say that shit's moving, but a plane's actually moving under it. And again, you look at planes go under it. If it was a planet, like, dude, it's like only a couple of thousand feet above this low flying plane. I've seen planes fly over the stars and satellites that are higher than it. I've literally seen planes fly way higher than what people like targeted patent is claiming as a planet. Like, I've seen that star. I've seen planes that go way, 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 way higher than that fucking star. That's not how fucking stars work. Like, the stars are always behind the planes. Like, you fucking figure this shit out. This same person, this is how you know targeted patents are perp. Because when I first put these drone videos up, he said, one time I put a laser on it and it started moving on the ones following me. And then he recently left a comment. How do you know that's not a planet? He's paid to talk. He's handled. He has a hand up his ass. And the hand is called law enforcement. That's up targeted patent's ass. How do you go from I point a laser at the same thing you call a drone and I've seen it move, they're drones, to 2 years later, a year and a half later? Oh, how do you know that planet? How do you know that Jupiter? Yeah, target pen. Yeah, from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Yeah, target pen. Yeah. Why does targeted patent sound like a fucking penguin? Can anyone answer that fucking question? Me, my daughter Delia. Me, my son. Me, JB. Me. He really does talk like that. Something wrong with that fucking weirdo. Such a lying sack of shit, dude. Anybody denying drones on the Gangstalking algorithm is a perp. We're not just talking about patent. Anybody that's ever denied with all the fucking evidence, there's more evidence of drones than anything on this fucking Gangstalking album. That's the only thing you can prove, that the drones are being nefariously operated in an illegal spying. Well, it is legal for them to do it, but they're being shady by lying about it. And it's probably the easiest thing we can get legislation passed over. Like, I lived in North Carolina, and I was making these claims about the drones, and yeah, I was kind of dumb making the claims because I didn't know for 100% fact. I was kind of I should have done some more research before making the claims. I agree on that. But I went to the airport because I was at the RDU, Raleigh Durham Airport, to return a rental car. And the rental car place is literally attached to the airport. So you see planes taking off very low, like literally right above your head, like right off the runway. So one of these drones was parked. They followed me aggressively to the airport, right? They parked over the airport, probably a couple miles away, but lowly, very lower than this. Probably around the same as that height, altitude. And imagine there's planes coming and leaving that way, right? They're leaving, they're going under that. Dude, the planes were taking off super low. Like, they're supposed to be like taking off and going up. They were going under that drone. They were going out of their way to go under the drone and not going at the uphill altitudes that they needed to be going. Like, they were literally taking off in a straight line to avoid the drone. So years fast forward, I went to the fucking police because I went to internal affairs because I was being targeted by the police there in North Carolina. And I explained the drones and shit, or maybe I didn't tell them this, but I seen the drone, I told them that like I was at the airport and the drone followed me there and that the planes had to go under the drone. So years later, after that happened, like a year later, I look in the news, I can pull up the news article that RDU airport has a huge drone problem. Like, people are putting drones outside the airport. That's a huge safety hazard that they have to like ground flights and all types of shit because assholes are flying military $10,000 and $50,000 drones and just parking it outside the airport. Which one of the drones can go into the engines of the airplane and fucking make it crash. And you're gonna see An attack, there's someone that just got arrested, a white supremacist that was trying to attack a power plant with drones. You're going to see an attack with drones, okay? And it's because there's not enough legislation on getting these things out of the fucking sky and restricted airspace and fucking prosecuting drone pilots for fucking violating the law. Like, there should be drone cops. There should be air police. Yes, I said it. There should be police in the fucking air arresting drone pilots, arresting helicopter and plane pilots, and tracking them, shooting like sticky tracking devices onto their fucking aircraft, and then fucking arresting them at the airport when they violate the law. And they should go to jail. Like, literally, you pilot something and you fucking get off a tarmac and you go to fucking prison to prevent this fucking shit. Like, one day you're fucking flying a drone, the next day you're in a fucking jail cell. That's how you stop shit like this. You know, well, we're fucking white guys and we're so fucking smart. We're so fucking smart that we're gonna let fucking other white guys fucking attack the country. Fuck yeah! Just like the gun laws. Oh, I'm a redneck. I get a bump stock. I get to sit outside a polling station in camo and act like a poll watcher. And I got AR-15. I got a bazooka. But a black man got a gun in his car. I go to jail for 20 years. Redneck. Yeah, I'm fucking retarded. Fuck you. Guys are idiots, dude. Americans are the biggest fucking idiots ever. Yeah, I'm a poll watcher. I have a fucking ski mask on, bulletproof vest, camo. I'm a poll. I'm watching the polls. I got my AR-15. I got a suppressor, couple landmines, couple claymores, couple fucking nukes, bazooka, tank. Poll watcher. Watching polls. I'm making sure that democracy's I'm making sure democracy is safe right now. Saw a fucking black guy with a gun in his car. Let me fucking pull him over, give him 10 years in jail. But, you know, I'm allowed to watch a poll and sit outside of a Capitol building, fucking 50 cal Barrett in a ski mask. As long as the ski mask is camo, then it's legal. Because I'm a fucking redneck. I mean, don't you see my beer belly, my fucking suspenders? Like, fucking tell. As long as I'm wearing tactical war stuff, it's legal. I mean, if the Black Panthers have a gun out, that's a big deal. But I'm watching the polls right now. Watching the poll. I'm making sure no one steals the polls as I clench onto a fucking AR-15, point at your fucking face. Don't want this election stolen. You know, I've been. Don't tread on me. Do not tread on me. I'm a slave owner. I have a bump stock. I was like, don't tread on me. You're not allowed to do anything, but don't tread on me though. I'm watching the poll right now. Come on. Fucking amazing. The stupidity of this fucking country. Goddamn fucking amazing. Like, just put a fucking computer as president. Like, if I were to suggest America should have a quantum computer as president, there'll be all this outrage, right? But instead, you want Kamala Harris and Donald Trump? Like, dude, if you voted, you're no longer an American. That's how I feel. If you casted a ballot, you're a fucking moron. Rahan. Seriously, anyone that voted is a fucking retard. Like, your vote fucking matters. Man, I'm about to go inside, man. Wait for this fucking DoorDash as I'm being drone stalked. There's been, oh yeah, let me tell you about these drones. Hold on, let me leave that on. You see that flashing light going towards the left of it? Like, dude, these drones are like, these drones or whatever these things are, they're like airports in the sky. Like, I swear to God that they direct traffic. Like, they will have planes just flying under them all day. Like, I've seen some pretty amazing fucking stuff. Like, it's like the planes fly under it as like some type of, like, they're taking orders from the drone. Not all the planes that fly near it, but I've seen it in certain circumstances, and they have a satellite. Like, there's even a drone for the drone. If you look to the right, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little drone. Yeah, you can see it right to the right, the top right. There's like a fucking satellite drone. When this first started in 2021, I swear to God, there was only one in the entire fucking sky. Like you see that bright thing that it was just that. Then it turned into two. It would be two of them that would be next to each other that were bright like that, right? And 4 years later, it's the entire fucking sky. Like I'm observant, I'm a whistleblower to what happened. Like they were launching these things. Whoever's doing this shit, whether it's a private company or they're just launching this shit like fucking hotcakes. But yeah, those drones direct planes under them. Okay, they're like directing planes. So this stuff has to do with the military. I've also seen those stars, like that drone I'm showing you. It'll be a drone for like hours, and then it'll turn into a plane too. Like I've seen that as well. So if you put any type of magnification onto that, you will see a red and blue safety FAA light behind that star or whatever you guys think it is. You will see it. It's pretty like, bro, you if it's a star, if you can't even see it through a telescope, it'll be so far away. This thing will be fucking blinding you. It's so close within the Earth's atmosphere. So this is some type of advanced technology. These are some type of like satellite drone hybrids, drones that can stay in the sky permanently. These are like military drones or some type of private contractor drones or something. They're contracted through the government. But yeah, they do direct air traffic. There was something with Boeing that was happening. Like there are things like, oh, you just said that you had these misconceptions and things like that. No, there's still theories that I don't believe heavily in, but I experienced this in real life, like the planes synchronizing and the military craft flying in a direct straight line over my coordinates, like perfectly straight line, planned everything. Not all the time. Like there's times that's happened where it's not like that, but there's so many times where it's happened like that, I can't deny it. Like this shit is fucking weird. Like gang stalking is absolutely real. Like you being targeted as a TI listening to my voice, experiencing weird shit that's not ghosts and demons, coincidence, circumstance. It's actual coordination and organization. This ain't normal. I know like we live in a weird world where bad things happen. It's not what you think, where it's like you're the living the worst life as the victim of being targeted and no one else is being hurt. It's just you and you saw a red car. That is fake. But as far as you going through the experience and I'm calling it being inducted into the supercomputer Hall of Fame. Like when you go to the NFL and you do good, you get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I think as a TI, you're chosen when you're being inducted into the supercomputer Hall of Fame, where your essence and your DNA is going to be preserved forever. That's why you're being targeted through this spiritual quantum computer journey. I think it is a spiritual quantum computer journey. And I think that I'm gonna go into it. Like I believe like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is something that's gonna be happening, like an age of Aquarius shift of consciousness where we don't, we went from living in a normal world to living into this gang stalk weird world. 2020 locked in your house, weird Trump, weird quantum world. We're gonna be transitioning into a new alien realm where it's going to be somewhere where you can't get hurt. It's going to be completely different from the old evil world, but it's going to be controlled by aliens and quantum computers. And that's what this whole transition is about with these fucking weird drones, these wars, like all this shit, dude. It's the end of the world, but it's the beginning of a new world basically. Dude, what the fuck? I swear, another drone just popped up next to that fucking big drone because I showed you the first two. And something to the left of it just fucking appeared too. That's obviously a fucking drone. Like, this is some weird fucking shit, man. Like, this is the stuff I see every fucking day. Like, dude, this ain't stars and planets. This is weird. Like, when you're a human and you have a fucking brain, you have a connection to the stars, the cosmos. Like, you looked at it when you were a kid and you're like, wow, Star Wars, Star Trek. Like, wow, sci-fi, space travel. You feel the connection that these things are super far away. This is a freak show that's happening in our skies, and no one's saying nothing. There's a couple people, oh, I get followed by drones. It ain't we getting followed by drones. Like, the whole sky's changing, dude. We're not having stars anymore. It's these mechanical surveillance devices that are pretending to be stars. And it's not just a few of them that are blending in. It's literally thousands of them. Like, it's hundreds. Like, I can come out to anywhere in the country and point out hundreds and thousands of fake fucking stars, dude. And you'd be like, well, you're retarded, crazy, blah, blah, blah. And I'll show you all the proof, and it's so unbelievable that you won't believe it. It's just like Gangstalking. The whole world is fucking changing. This is a Mandela affected CERN psyop world. But yeah, let me wrap this shit up. Guess there's no DoorDashes coming, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Peace.